Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Slope Club. Time for another album discussion and review. You know how it is. It's me, boy, and with me this episode, Tron. What's up, man?
What's up?
Josh is here.
Hey,
That's
everyone.
good. And RJ, chugging it.
Cheers.
I couldn't think of a clever way to intro you guys, so I'm sorry. The holder of the Infinity Gems.
It should always be. The intro should always be themed to the group.
I know that's what I've been trying to do. If you didn't notice,
You had 2 weeks to write an intro.
Things got busy. You know how it is. Gonna talk about Gem's one and only album, right?
Yes.
One and only.
Gem Girls Entertainment Mixture is the name of the album. That's also what Gem stands for. So yeah, let's get into it. So Gem, this is the second idol group that
Disbanded.
Also, second Idol Street video.
we did Wasta in the past. Go check it out.
2 completely different groups.
Yes, they are the third group from Idol Street, following Supergirls and Cheeky Parade. They were formed 2012, and then they disbanded 2018. And they had a number of members. They were like 12 members, I think, at the largest. But at the time of this album's release, they were 10 members. And the unique thing, because back then,
You need a gimmick, right?
and their thing were gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of colors like flowers or whatever, they had gemstones. So my favorite was Alexandrite.
Oh,
Who was Alexandra? I don't remember who that was.
That's what. Yeah, I don't actually remember.
See, that's the thing. You don't remember names, you just remember their gemstones.
is that one of the weaknesses you guys think about that system?
No, I don't think so.
I don't particularly enjoy the system of the gemstone.
I mean, like, people who like them will just know by their names. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's funny to just call them by the color or whatever.
yeah, it was cool.
Her name's Oguri Kako, by the way.
Oh, Kako. Kako.
Who was your Oshi, Tron?
My Oshi, her gem was Fire Opal.
Opal?
Opal? Yeah, I didn't know how to pronounce it. I was like Googling, how do you pronounce this, actually?
I wasn't sure if that was on purpose or not.
Her name was Iyama Maho, a.k.a. Smug. That was my nickname that
Okay.
I gave her.
Smugnish.
Smug Nation. Reason why her nickname was Smug because she always had a smug look on her face whenever she performed or whenever she had pictures of her. It's just that smug ass look, and I don't know. I liked it. I gravitated towards it. So that was my Oshi.
Mine was Murakami Rana. She was the Emerald, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But Lana, and she was only my Oshi because I saw them live and did handshakes with them thanks to Vufum. Big ups to Vu.
I seen Gem live once too. It was a really cool. I don't remember the venue, but it was it was a collaboration of New Balance. It was like this nonstop like stage where they just played a concert nonstop for an hour and a half, no breaks at all. There's no like MC spots or anything. It was just nonstop going for an hour and a half. It was just like rocking New Balance gear. So I've seen Gem live and they're pretty good. And yeah, so shout outs to Vu.
Obviously, Tron, RJ, and I are very familiar with Gem. Josh, have you heard of Gem before?
I've heard of the names. I've heard you guys talk about them a lot. So for me, it's something that I looked forward to listen to. So I kind of hyped them up in my head. This is the first time I ever listened to any other songs. The first time listening to anything about them.
Oh,
Okay, so fresh ears. I'm always glad when we do one of these, and at least one of us it just has no idea what the music is or the group is or anything. I think that's key to this series that at least one of us doesn't know.
Yeah, so the album, Girls Entertainment Mixture, their only album, it was released 2016. And when they released it, they released 3 different types that had 2 CDs each. So, for the sake of this discussion, We are only talking about the first CD because in all three types, the first CD is the same. Um, the second CD has different songs for each type. Stuff like the coupling tracks from their singles, or like songs when they performed while they were still the street, say, like the research student Kinkuse of Idol Street. So it's like a mixture of like different songs.
And if we tried to do it all comprehensive, it would have been like over 20 songs, and ain't nobody got time for that.
And even originally, we were going to do the Type C one because that's the one all of us had available
which would
to
have
us.
been like 14 or something.
Little much. So the first CD is the one that has all their singles that came before this album release, which was 4 singles.
Some music cards in there too.
Yeah, they did this thing called music cards. I don't see a lot of idol groups do this nowadays.
They're honestly one of the only groups I can remember that did it.
What is this?
So it's like a card, like a credit card thing that you buy.
For like $1.
Instead of a CD, you just go use your code at the back of the card and like download the song that way.
But the thing was, like, the cards were like collectible, so you could get all the different cards that have all the different girls on them or group shots or whatever.
And so it's kind of a single, not really a single.
And you could usually only buy them like at lives or something. Like, oh, this music card was only available at this concert.
Gem kind of like leaned into the dance pop style a lot, like E-Girls, if you're familiar with just general J-pop. You know, they had that kind of vibe. Very different from the other Idol Street groups. You know, Supergirls was more traditional. Cheeky Parade had a more rock style, and then Wasta, who we reviewed before, was a little bit on the chaotic side and kind of a lot more eclectic. But yeah, straight up dance pop here with Gem. And so yeah, let's start talking about some of these tracks, yo.
I mean, it's a short album. We could just go in order.
Okay, 9 tracks. Here we go. We first open with Girls Entertainment Overture, kind of a EDM electronic type of hype. Yeah, it's an overture, right? So
Yeah, it's just, instrumental intro.
It's one of the better ones.
get you excited.
I don't know about you guys, but this actually really was a really good one. I think I listened to a couple overtures, it's funny because at the beginning of the overture, you guys ever used Winamp before? The guy,
Yeah,
So,
Slap the Llama song.
yeah, Slap the Llama. The guy who announces like the Winamp intro. I feel like it's the same guy who did the girls the Gem intro.
Girls Entertainment Mixture.
Or like Initial D. It sounds like it has like that vibe.
Yeah.
If you're
It's
watching
like the
Initial
same
D.
guy.
It's like the same guy. He's making the money. He's making money. No, it's actually one of the better ones because EDM sounding, and then like it gets more and more progressively hype as the overture goes forward.
It's pretty sick.
You know, it touches on a lot of kind of different styles, right? Kind of like that yo dubstep style, right? In one section, and gets a little lighter, kind of trancey, and then even some future bass parts, right?
I think it does a good job of setting the scene for the album, and for the group in general, which is what it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah, after the overture, we get straight into their first single,
Weird Gem.
Weird Gem.
Little informal. Weird Gem.
Idol Street is Avex, right? So they got that production down pretty clear and crispy, you know?
It's a great first song in my opinion. Like the production and just like the energy that comes with it. I think definitely a great choice to start off the album with this song. And then like I think like the arrangement of like the bridge and choruses are very catchy.
So to me, this is like pretty straightforward. I watched the video when this first came out, and I wasn't like super hooked. I was like, okay, that's cool. They seem cute and stuff. But revisiting it, it reminds me a lot of E-Girls, who I love very much. But yeah, Tron mentioned the bridge where it gets that like polyrhythm part. It's so good. It's only like a small section, but it breaks up the song enough to where I'm like, yeah.
No, it's really good. It's my favorite part of the song. It's the bridge. Yeah, it's really good.
I feel like this is their most idly song. I mean, it was like their first one, right? I mean, like all their songs are pretty dance pop, as we're already saying, right? But if we're gonna take any of them, this one and one of the next ones is to me like their most idly, like just straightforward
And this
pop
album,
songs.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with that for sure. What do you think, Josh?
For me, I think it was a nice transition from the first one. I feel like with this song, when I listened to it, I was like, all right, I know what I'm ready for. Like this is preparing me for the rest of the album. I do think at some points it is a little bit repetitive. Like I'm like,
Mm.
oh, okay, the same thing again. And I think that's something that I felt a little bit throughout the album.
I get you what you mean. There's some songs like in the chorus and some of these songs that are just like repeating themselves, which
As the album goes on, it's not as bad because if you look at the songs, a lot they're actually really short songs. Like they're like 3 to 3.5 minutes. But this is like the longest song on the album, so it's like almost 5 minutes. So I can see that because like it is repetitive just in general. Like their style of music, I feel is kind of repetitive. So it works better for shorter songs. And so when you do have a song like this that's almost 5 minutes, you can start to feel it more. Yeah, it could get a little if you're not into it, it can be a little grating or whatever.
Especially kind of just like sitting down and listening to it instead of like being at a live or like dancing to it.
When you're paying attention, trying to listen to it, you're just like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this part.
this is probably my favorite song on the album actually. I'm sorry.
Is it
but,
really?
I think so. It's like maybe top three, but definitely top two.
First single already best song.
All downhill from
Look
there,
at that.
guys.
We're downhill.
Whole 6-year career after that was just
It's
downwards.
it's between
Too
that
early.
and then the next song that we're gonna cover because that song.
All right, then let's go into
well.
it, Tron.
Yeah, next song is their next single after that. Do You Believe? I think this is the one that got everyone into Gem. At least from everyone who I know.
Yeah, it's an absolute fucking monster banger, dude. Like, yeah, everybody I know too that were into idols at this time with this one, we're like, oh shit. Or we go to karaoke, like, yo, we gotta put on Do You Believe?
No, this is a great karaoke song. That's right. This is an amazing karaoke song.
I've done it many times.
Yes,
That's
so have I. We all have.
I just realized that. Yeah.
Weird Gem came out. I was like, okay, that's fine. It's pretty cute. Whatever. Do You Believe? I was like, damn.
Next level, just right up there, dude.
Straight up from that little like plucky hook at the beginning.
It became what we at Basugasu call the Radio Disney style of the super catchy dance pop, pretty repetitive, but at the same time, you're just like, dude, this is just fun. Like, do you believe? It's just one of those, and that became the thing with Gem, and we've always looked for that since Gem came out. Since we were into Gem, we always looked for that. We always wanted the Radio Disney group because it's so fun and catchy. And
When you listen to the song, you just kind of want to like bob your head to it. You want to just sit down and enjoy it. And my favorite part of it was like the last pre-chorus / chorus, where like it gets like a little bit more like part of a party vibe, and then goes into it. Like that's my favorite part of the song.
And I've always felt that their songs they're not structured in the same way as a lot of idol songs are.
Yeah, it's just straight up, a dance pop song.
Yeah, it's a dance pop. It's a Radio Disney, man. Damn it, I miss Radio Disney.
Yeah, I really like how the instruments build up for the chorus, and then it drops, and it's like, oh hell yeah, dude.
The instrumentals are very, very, very good. Like they're very iconic, almost.
Yeah, like once you hear those opening notes of "Do You Believe," like already. You're like, oh shit, dude, let's go. And like Josh said, like it, especially with "Do You Believe," it starts pretty simply. Like it's pretty simple in the beginning, and then it just builds up into a party. And then next thing you know, everybody's just.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooks, yeahs, and
Mm-hmm.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is in my top 3.
Yeah, I could definitely see how this like transitions people into like in this group for sure.
Yeah, so moving right along to single number 3, Star Shine Story. We're kind of going back to more J-pop style. We have some Beethoven samples, right? Got the Ode to Joy. This kind of a wintry vibe, right? We got Ode to Joy in it. And then like in the bridge, there's that Vivaldi, the winter from the Four Seasons type thing. To be honest, not so crazy about the like classical music sampling. But the rest of the song is pretty solid to me. The string sections are really nice.
Yeah.
This is actually, yeah, it's a pretty good song.
One of the weaker tracks for me in this album.
This is actually my least favorite song on the album.
Ooh, I wouldn't go that far.
But I mean, there has to be one, right?
Yeah.
And I actually love this. I love this
It's not this
album,
one, though.
and I like all the songs. But of the 9 on this album, this is my. I can't have a 9-way tie first place. So this is my least favorite song on the album. But I still enjoy it. I still do like it. But it is my least favorite.
Number 5 for me. 4 or 5. Top 5 for me.
I like how we're talking about a Star Sign story, but it's finally playing "Do You Believe" behind me.
It's catching up.
Out of sync.
And this is the other song I was referring to when I was talking about the idol-y side of them.
It's probably why I like it so much. Because like I said, like this and then like Weird Gem are just very idol sounding, which is right up my alley. So I mean, like staying consistent for me at least.
I guess because those two for me are at the bottom because that's not what I want from Gem.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's not really what you think of Gem.
That's not what I want from them because I can listen to a bunch of other idols to hear a semi-generic idol sound.
I get it.
You know, I listen to Gem because they have these ball-ass fucking Radio Disney dance pop songs, and that's what I want from them. So, not to take away from those 2 tracks because I do still enjoy them, but they're just in the scheme of this 9-track album that they are at the bottom.
I think what I enjoy from the song is like the hopeful feel it kind of has to it. And I think this one had a little bit more. I wrote down it has a little bit more of a story compared to the previous ones.
Oh, you mean like a Star Shine story? For me, it's really only the Beethoven. If it was like its own melody, then I think I would have been down. But you know, "Ode to Joy" is used in so many like different situations, like graduations and like, you know, wintry Christmas type shit. So I'm just like,
I mean, that's how you know within the first 4 seconds that it's a Christmas song.
yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know. But I do like the string sections and stuff.
Yeah, the strings
And
are
of course,
nice.
the production is, you know, always solid because they're an Avex group, right? So the production quality is there.
Who you know also produced E-Girls.
This could easily be an E-Girls song too. So
Yeah.
we're just going down the list. This is where we get to some like, ooh, banger.
Oh
Yeah,
my god!
These next 2 tracks are music cards. Actually 3 tracks, right?
Yeah, the next 3.
First is "No Girls, No Fun." It is a unit song, so it doesn't have all the members. But man, it's good.
So I feel like this middle section, these next 3, have like this really strong R&B vibe to them. They're a lot less like dance pop and more like, oh, look at this like cool dance R&B stuff. They're a lot less poppy and more, I don't want to say mature, but you know, it's kind of a harder vibe to them. And I enjoy them immensely. No Girls, No Fun, so good. The counting gimmick,
Yeah, though I think like we talked about this in previous episodes where when idol groups try to do like these R&B sounding theme songs, they usually don't really do it that great. But Gem does it very well in both of these songs that are coming up, especially like in No Girls, No Fun. It's probably like the best R&B sounding song that I've listened to that like really does it well and with a catchy chorus. I really enjoyed this one a lot.
And I guess I can see that sound, I guess, but it's not like full R&B.
No. But you know, compared to the other tracks, like they have like a brighter, dancier.
It's like a lower BPM though, right? So like I think this song's that's why I think I constitute lower BPM to like R&B.
The song after this has a stronger R&B vibe, but yeah, this one, for me, the rhythm section really kills it. There's that like double stroke kick drum, like dun 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 dun, that like sells it for me so hard, and like the chorus is just like, so good.
The chorus is really good, very catchy. Yeah.
And then like all the runs at the end. Ooh.
Yeah, the vocal stuff is pretty nice too. So
Yeah, I can see myself definitely listening to this song again.
but yeah, I think this is one of the better tracks, for sure.
This is in the top half for me.
Yeah, this and then you like so we just like round out the
As
song.
yeah, as is the next one, you. which is also a unit song, but it's not the same members from No Girls No Fun. So it's just kind of anyway. Yeah. Like I mentioned before, I felt this was more,
Yeah, it is. It's a stronger R&B vibe on the
and I think I like it more than No Girls No Fun.
same.
Um,
I do too.
I like No Girls No Fun more.
I'm the same.
but yeah, I really like the how it slowly builds up and the instrumentations, and it gives a lot of space for the vocals. So by the time like the chorus comes, it's just like this full on.
I just feel like the arrangement was a little messy. Like the vocal arrangements were a little messy at times. That's why I think it kind of put me off. It was like a little rushed or messy. I had to rethink it again. I remember like listening to it, I was like the vocals, how they arranged, like the sound was a little bit messy and like just rushed in some parts where just kind of like overall the song is pretty good. I personally, between the two, I prefer No Girls No Fun. But I think that was like the big detractor for me for this song, was just little messy arrangements of the vocals.
I think that No Girls No Fun is maybe like the better song. I feel like I kept losing focus a little bit with this song. And like there's a section where there's like a low pass filter, and I'm like, okay, this has been going on for way too long. It's kind of taking me out.
I like the "You make me nervous."
Yeah, that line's nice.
Yeah, you make me nervous. When this album first came out, this was like my favorite song on the whole track, on the whole album.
It's a banger.
I really liked it. It's when this came out is when I was going to the gym a lot, so I would always put this album on, and then, dude, I would fucking bang out reps, dude.
Gives me energy.
The title,
The album's
you.
so, like,
So about you,
funky,
RJ.
right? Yeah.
You.
Make me nervous. It was always this and Baby Metal. I would always like listen to this shit at the gym.
It's good. Yeah, definitely these two middle tracks are solid. Kind of shows off a little bit more maturity on their part, instead of just like fun party all the time and like dance pop bangers and cute idol stuff.
Also, I might like you more because that's Lana doing all the runs at the end.
A little biased.
Oh, she biased. But anyway, there's the third, right, music card, Delightful Days, which has a different vibe from the rest of the track list. We got like this cool marching band, like drumline style arrangement. It feels like big and grand, kind of like triumphant.
I don't know about you guys, but I got like top 40 vibes sounding to it.
Yeah, like for me, it's not as memorable melodically as the rest, but the instrumentation's pretty dope. You got like big horns and like the drums.
I found that that's actually a little bit because I feel like it drowned out the girls' vocals a little bit. I don't know if it was mixing or my headphones not calibrated right, but I feel like those strong like bass and heavy drums almost like drowned out when the girls were singing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tron. I think the melody should have been shown out a little more because I enjoyed the melody from the song, and I wish it was able to shine a little more.
That's kind of the point, right?
It's supposed to be like this big marching band, like grandiose song, right? Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I like the arrangement. There's that like weird English line at the bridge though. It's kind of like, why you say that?
This is probably the weakest song on the album for me personally.
This is in the bottom. This is like third from the bottom for me.
I think like even though like what Boy and RJ are saying about like the point of like those heavy drums and basses and like the kind of like being the theme for the song, like I think it just didn't mesh well for me, and like the girls sing very well, so like I want to hear that. So I think that's why it was like so it's like it got drowned a little bit, so I think that's why I was like not the best song for me in this album. So it's probably the weakest one for me personally.
Bottom two songs of the album, and it's their last two singles. Wait, so it's 5 singles. I said 4. Might be, I can't count, but like I say, these two are like my favorite songs on the album. They're by the same production team.
I was gonna say these are two of the best idol songs that were released during this time.
It's the same production team for both songs, so there's the similarity there if you thought they sounded the same or similar. But the first one is Baby Love Me. So their fourth single, Baby Love Me. Just dance pop, electro pop style. Uh, so the thing with these two tracks that I like, I think, is because the hooks are in English, so it's easier. But yeah, I really love the like maximal production and that fuzzy synth bass that kind of drives the song. But more so the build up parts and the pre-chorus that leads up to the chorus is just so good. You know, there's like the instrumentation like drops off, and then there's the little vocal line, and then the drop. It's like, ooh, bruh, so good.
Yeah, that was a more interesting backing track for sure. Like compared to the other, maybe the other A sides, I think I enjoyed this one a little bit more. Though I can't see myself getting tired of it if I listen to it too many times.
Nah, dude, it's fucking auto repeat.
Okay, maybe it's just it must be me then because I feel like the electronic sound was a little bit too much for me.
I could see that at points.
It was at points of it was just like wow, this is really like a little chaotic. Maybe it was like I have to listen to it again, but I feel like it was a
You
little
mean
bit.
too many sounds?
There is a lot of stuff happening.
It's like it felt like a little bit it's very busy. So I think I like more of the dance pop stuff like Do You Believe? That's what I think of Gem. Like I think people have different like ideas of like what Gem sounds like. I think Do You Believe is like what I think of Gem. And then like there's other songs that are not on this album. They're like in type A, B, and C that like are more like Do You Believe. These last two songs that definitely are really good, but like I think like it's the direction that a little bit busy
For me, the gem sound is these last two songs.
So yes, that's why it's interesting. Like for me, it's like
To me, this is the height of the dance pop Radio Disney sound. Are these last two songs?
It's interesting you say that because I think that it's only kind of maximal in the chorus sections, which is why I think I like it so much. It doesn't throw you in to all that production immediately.
yeah, like I said, it probably just me nitpicking because I like both these songs. Like towards the last two songs are really really good. Like I don't want to like try to discount it or anything.
And speaking of instrumentals, let's go into the last song with Fine, Fly for the Future. I think for me, this one had the thing that Sean was talking about where it felt like a little bit too much. For me, I felt like it was with this song. Like there's this breakdown of instrumentals, which I was kind of iffy on. But I do like the parts where it gets a little bit more serious since it kind of contrasts with the more energetic parts in it.
This song got me like immediately when you hear that bass.
It's so good.
And then they start with the chorus, right, which is like the main hook, and it's like in English. I'm like, oh, let's go. I'm waking up. I'm like, oh, good morning, hello, sunshine. What's good, dude? It's over.
Yeah, this is my favorite off the album.
Interesting.
This one's a lot more synth focused than Baby Love Me, which had a little bit more kind of just straight up piano.
I think at points it kind of drowns out the girls' vocals. Actually, similar to what song did I forget which song we talked about? Delightful Days, where like the heavy bass in Delightful Days was like kind of drowning out the vocals of the girls. This also had it at parts, not all the time, but like at parts you're just like, definitely the instrumentals were kind of overpowering.
Listen to all these instruments. Oh yeah, the girls are singing. I forgot.
I mean, that's cool. Like some people like to focus on the vocals.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because they sing so well. I mean, like I said, we talked about their Avex train, so I really want that to shine through. And when I listen to like anything from Idol Street, at least for, I should say for all of Idol Street, but for like Gem, like I really enjoy listening to their vocals. I think they're all amazing singers.
To me, they're not like Little Glee Monster, where they're like vocals all the time. So it's I guess between the two of us, it's like we're looking for different things with Gem.
Yeah, that's definitely apparent, which is cool.
That's it. 9 tracks. We've gone through all of them. Just the first CD on the album.
My favorite Gem song, it's not on here unfortunately. It's on Type A. My favorite Gem song, hands down, the coupling track. Yeah, in Type A. Can't Stop Loving.
So that is all the tracks. Get some final impressions.
So I loved Gem while they were around. Mostly because, like I said, Plastic Asubakatsu really was into the Radio Disney sound style. We still are. It's probably why we like Chuni Candy and E-Girls. The whole dance pop thing is really cool with me. Like Boy said, I also enjoy maximal production as long as it works well. I missed Gem. It's only been 2 years since they disbanded, but it feels like longer. and I do miss them and their sound and stuff. And I'm always looking for something that sounds like them because I did enjoy them so much. Um, uh, my only gripe with this album, and it's a small one, is that it's so short. It's only 9 songs. Obviously, there's more if you listen to the other CDs and stuff, but just as a main album, right? It's only 9 songs. It's kind of short. Um, but I do still enjoy like all the songs on them, even though, like I said, Starshine Story might be at the bottom, but it's only because something has to be at the bottom. Um, so uh, when this album was out, it had heavy rotation for me. I was super into it, and I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Me, 9 out of 10. It's an easy 9 out of 10. I really like this style. It fits Japanese idols very well, in my opinion. Of course, there's a lot of difference. Japanese idols do all kinds of songs, but like, if we're just talking like straight up pop music, this is it for me. They are like, this kind of style is what I enjoy the most. I'm not super into mixing and stuff like that, so blasphemy. Um, so yeah, like those kind of structured songs are. While I like some of them, I'm not like the biggest fan. Like I'm not super crazy. So like dance pop is like it for me. Um, yeah, lots of good production. Um, uh, just not really into the Beethoven stuff and Starshine Story. Um, but yeah, the whole album really good. I played this many times when it came out, especially the last 2 songs and "Do You Believe?" because that was like of all the people like on Twitter and like fellow Idol fans I knew, "Do You Believe?" was like the one song. I was like,
United us
oh,
all.
do you like Arnold handshake? Do you believe? Like, So yeah, easy 9 out of 10 for me.
All right, so for me, let me give a precursor on this. So originally when we listened to this, I thought it was the whole C album. So I listened to all of that and
Oh, I see.
only limiting it to these songs. Like I mentioned before, like when we were talking before, that it impacted my score, limiting it only to this song. So giving that precursor, I give this a 6 out of 10. Um, and the reason for that is I think I enjoy the coupling songs
I'm shook, dude.
more than the A sides.
This is revenge.
The Disney pop sound, like I kind of get tired of it. Like after listening to so many in a row, it kind of all start blending together for me, just because it isn't in my preference. And having so many of these different songs together, for me, at least, like kind of blended it, and like I could tell the songs apart, but then some of them would remind me of other songs, and I was able to compare them a lot more than I would for a regular album. So I think that was the weak point for me. There was a lot of repetitivity in some of the songs, um, and of course, there's like the different arcs in the songs, which were like slow to more louder, more crazy, more party. And overall, I think it's just a preference thing. Like if people don't really like the Disney pop style, or like the electro pop or dance pop, whatever you want to call it, then I don't think this album is for them.
If you're not familiar with the style, then you, you're not familiar with the nuances, right? So
And if it had the coupling songs, I think it would have gotten at least 1 or 2 scores higher.
I really like Jim a lot. I think like Me Boy and RJ. Like I said, I got into a really big Jim fans. I got into him back in 2016 when I went to Japan, saw them live, was instantly hooked. So shout outs to Vu again for getting me into Jim. Also Dell too. Dell's a big Jim fan as well. So that definitely and Corp. Shout outs to those guys. I'm giving this album a 9 out of 10. Technically it was an 8.5, but rounding up, I would give it an 8.5 but it's to 9. I think it has a lot of great dance pop and like how Boy and RJ calls it, like Disney pop.
Radio Disney.
Radio Disney, sorry. Yeah, I enjoy that a lot. So dance pop,
Trademark.
dance pop is something that I really like to enjoy listening to outside of just Japanese music, but that kind of genre I really vibe with. So definitely throughout this whole album and through like I said, we had a chance to listen to the other type A, B, and C You hear that through the coupling tracks as well. But I really like the first two songs. Like I said, you know me, I'm more of the traditional idol sounding generic bubblegum pop stuff, which you definitely get out of Weird Gem and Starry Shine Story. So that really got it for me. They do the R&B theme songs pretty good. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of those kind of songs with idols groups, but they do it pretty well, given the fact. And then the last two songs, like Boy and RJ, that they definitely, I kind of dogged it a little bit, but I do enjoy those songs a lot. I don't want to discredit that. But 9 out of 10, lock it in. R.I.P. Gem. I miss you guys.
All right, and with all of that together, that is a 8 out of 10 for Gem's album.
Nice. Not bad.
Nice. I missed them a lot. Damn.
Well, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like down below. Go ahead and leave a comment about what you thought about it as everyone else drinks away their pain.
I don't see how in any world this album can be worse than the There's album, Josh.
Anyway,
It's just preference, man.
Leave your comments down below. And we'll see you for the next album discussion video. Goodbye.